My name is Abby Laterno, and in my research paper, I assessed how the occupation of eastern Ukraine by Vladimir Putin is very similar to that of Germany's occupation of the Sudetenland in 1938. I also researched how the military tactics used by the Germans are almost exactly the same as Russia's. The word Sudetenland refers to the northern, southwestern, and western areas of the country's Czechoslovakia. The primary inhabitants were ethnic Germans who spoke the language and conformed closely to the German culture. Following World War I in 1938, Germany invaded the Sudetenland. The Sudetenland pro-Nazi leader Konrad Heinlein met with Hitler in Berlin on March 28, 1938, where Heinlein was instructed by Hitler to decrease the demands for Sudetenland independence that would be unacceptable by the Czech government. The want for the Sudetenland independence was a continued fight between the Czech government and the ethnic Germans of Czechoslovakia. Hitler used very sinister strategies in order to obtain control over the Sudetenland. The Nazi Party started to employ Secret Service troops to go into Czechoslovakia in 1938. Hitler ordered the SS to go undercover and start causing trouble with the German students. These SS troops caused havoc and terrible fights with German ethnics in the area. This gave Heinlein the ammo he needed to look for Hitler and his army for help for the Sudetenland people. Hitler quickly agreed and sent his peaceful troops into Czechoslovakia. This allowed the Nazis to occupy the Sudetenland and never leave. On September 30th, 1938, the Munich Agreement intended to settle the disturbances. The agreement was to act as a settlement of the conflict, but in the end simply permitted Nazi Germany annexation of the Sudetenland of Czechoslovakia. It was signed by Germany, France, and the United Kingdom and Italy. The purpose of this agreement was to stop Hitler from advancing and invading into the rest of Europe. Vladimir Putin was appointed Prime Minister of Russia by the then-President Boris Yeltsin in 1999. During the 2000 presidential election, Putin won by 53% of the popular vote. He then was elected as Prime Minister from 2008 to 2012 and re-elected as President in 2012. This connection and similarities in tactic matters because it gives us an insight on what Russia may intend to do with their interests in the Ukraine. The history of Germany could lead us to a better understanding of the future of Russia and Putin's intentions. The Iranian Revolution of February 2014 lasted from the 18th to the 23rd. Today, Ukraine is on the brink of a civil war, and this has serious implications, causing the biggest tensions between Russia and the United States since the Cold War. Much of the protests are due to the corruption of Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych. In Ukraine's capital of Kiev, the Ukrainian national group Right Sector has set up their headquarters. Dmitry Yasho is leader of Right Sector. He was filmed stating that guerrilla warfare is one that no one wants to see, but it is the only way to victory. Yasho's statement provoked Vladimir Putin. In an interview, Putin stated that he feared that he saw no other alternative than to send troops in to help protect his Russian people. Kyiv is Ukraine's second largest city and is within 25 miles of the Russian border. Here, the anti-nationalist and military group Stronghold has set up headquarters. On March 1st, these Russian separatists raided the main government building. Attackers grabbed Right Sector supporters into the main streets and physically and violently beat them. It was determined afterward that many Russians crossed the borders in buses that night before to join the raid. In the documentary The Battle for Ukraine, producer James Jones interviewed one of Stronghold's leader named Igor. Igor stated that he was recruited as a pro-Russian fighter. He stated, "We were paid $40 an hour to beat up pro-Russian protesters." When asked where this money was coming from, he stated that it was from Russia. Victoria Samar from the Ukrainian National Security and Defense Department stated that even these people in the East who are armed don't know they are being puppets, but the real question is who is pulling their strings. She said, "The answer to me is completely clear. It is Vladimir Putin." Samar has recorded phone conversations between Stronghold leaders and Russian intelligence outlining exactly the current Russian strategy with the pro-Russian fighters and peacekeeping troops. Putin's tricky strategies are not easily covered up. Victoria Samar was recorded mentioning that the Ukrainian government knows exactly how the plan works. First, a group of higher armed Russians occupy a building somewhere in East Ukraine. Then they pass it to the locals who support them, training and instructing them. This plan was exactly how Adolf Hitler was able to expand his German territory so far. Adolf Hitler and Vladimir Putin's tactics are very similar in plans. Both involve hiring men from their army or secret service and paying them to fight the ethnic speakers in the country desired. This allowed the people to ask for help, which allowed Putin or Hitler to send in their what they called peacekeeping troops. These peacekeeping troops never left after their initial occupation. These similarities can help predict the future of Russia's occupation. When researching the tactics of each Hitler and Putin's plan, it was easy to find key points in the plan that should be watched out for in the future with Vladimir Putin. The fact that Putin has already annexed Crimea gives it a dark prediction that, like Hitler, Putin won't stop. It seems that if Putin continues with these plans and strategies, most of eastern Ukraine will become a part of Russia, and if that happens, there's no stopping Putin of taking more countries and more borders. Both of these plans have resulted in enormous amounts of death, and both of these plans have resulted in annexed parts of countries. And there needs to be a stop to Putin tactics, or, like Hitler's era, there will be a World War III.